Super Bears home, boy.
Mr. Olympia himself, the iconic Phil Heath, welcome. Cap, good to see you too. Sending you nothing but love. Love that woman. She's great. She works for me. She is the best. Blues, yes, I sing blues. All right, you guys don't want to hear me sing blues. That's another flag. I don't know where you're from around the world. You don't want to hear me sing blues. You don't. Here we go. All right, I'll sing you a quick one. This is the first blues song I learned how to play. I don't have my guitar on me, so I got a little air guitar. It's from an artist named Kebmo. He is one of the greatest, in my opinion. How's that go? You had style, you had class. You had everything to make a love last. You had grace, you had charm. You had the rock hanging on your arm. When I found out you were a fake, you reared up and bit me like a snake. But I wasn't ready to let go, to let all my feelings show. Tell me why you wanna be so cold, why you wanna be so mean. You better let your true colors show. You're a perpetual blues machine. And you kind of just vamp it out from there. Perpetual blues machine. Perpetual blues machine. All right, I take requests. The more I drink, the more requests I take. There's your blues. You're welcome. All right. There we go. Well, you know the rule. Anytime we hear that, here we go. Have I ever thought about doing a Christmas album? You know, I don't like Christmas songs. It's chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Oh, shit. DJ nipping at your nose. No. Yeah, one day we'll do that. We got to do that. Hiram, we got to do that. Come on. We will do that for sure. What is my hype song? I got a whole bunch of hype songs. I should do a duet with Lauren, by the way, my wife, who's an amazing singer and great writer of music. She comes from a musical family. Her dad, Sib Hashin, was the drummer of Boston. Remember that badass rock band from the 70s, early 80s, Boston? Sib Hashin, he was a bad drummer, man. Kept that beat. Speaking of Lauren, she's going to be texting me any minute. Get your ass inside this house. Come and sing to me in bed. All right. You're going to regret that. Going to make some Corona babies. All right. Here we go. Oh, that's a good question. Do I miss wrestling? And that's funny. Tell us your hype song. I do miss wrestling. I love wrestling. I loved professional wrestling. I loved it. Here's what I loved about it. I love creating with the pro wrestlers that I had great chemistry with. But the thing I miss most about professional wrestling was just being able to connect with an audience every night. And every night was just a showcase. I didn't give a shit about being, as many of you know, as you follow my career in pro wrestling, I didn't give a shit about being the biggest guy, the strongest guy, the loudest guy, the toughest guy, the guy who won all the time, the guy who was the craziest and jumped off, the top of the cage and moons and all that shit. No, but by the way, there's a purpose for those guys, by the way. Many of those guys are my friends. I just cared about connecting with an audience. That was really always the most important thing for me. So I miss that part of pro wrestling. because there's nothing like it. And there's nothing like being able to listen to an audience. I love it. But I do miss that, yeah. But also, the wrestling business has changed really dramatically since I was in it, and not to say that it's changed for the worse or the better. It's just different. And I still follow it, and I have a lot of love and respect for all the men and women who continue to put their bodies on the line. And by the way, it's crazy. They're continuing to put their bodies on the line as through this pandemic. They're still working hard and just wrestling and sweating and on each other and just doing all of this, but all in the name of entertaining the fans, which I think is always cool, because wrestling has always had this adaptability to it that is always very cool. So I do. So thanks for asking me that. Yes. Dana White, good to see you, my brother. Always. You know, I got nothing but love for you, man. And I feel you, brother. I feel you with everything you're going through. So when you guys come back and when the company comes back, you're going to get the velocity of which you guys come back. I mean, every fight is just going to be, they're going to be bangers. So the moment I can, you know, I'm going to be cage side. I'm going to be right there with you, Dana. So good to see you, brother. Mark Chris Hughes, good to see you, brother. Have I ever thought about writing a book? I have, and thank you. As a matter of fact, as the wind kicks up right now, I actually did write a book. I wrote my first book when I was 27, I think, or 28 years old, and I was flying by the seat of my pants. And I remember writing a book back then, and I remember thinking, is anyone really going to give a shit about a book that I write? I swear to God, I thought that. And this was when I was I was a professional wrestler, and the answer to that was fortunately, it shot to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list and outsold the Dalai Lama and all these other just incredible writers and authors, and I was really blessed and very lucky. But yeah. So I may write another book. We'll see one day. I don't know. Possibly. I got to tell you that I actually attempted to write another book. It was about 5 years ago with Joe Layden, who's a very good buddy of mine. He's a writer who wrote my first book, who helped me write my first book. But it's an interesting thing because with the advent and the surge of social media, what this connection has really identified is it's so powerful, this connection that I have with you guys, and this authenticity in me being able to be open with you and share stories, anecdotes, ups, downs, goods, bads, whatever it is, on a daily basis or a live basis like this. It almost takes the place of a book. There's another thing that we can do. I don't know what it is yet, but we're gonna figure it out, and I gotta talk to my my literary agents and figure out what that is, but we'll see. All right, just more flags that are coming in that I just don't recognize around the world. Thank you, guys. We're going to have a one-man show on Broadway one day. Yeah, maybe. We'll do that. Brad Slater, you work on it. We'll have a one-man show on Broadway. That's a good idea. All right, well, a good friend of mine and somebody who I work with, her name is Kristen Randall. She just suggested that I have a shot with everybody. Well, you know, I got to say, Kristen, look, some of your ideas are good and some of your ideas are great. So let's have a shot. All right, everybody. Break out your drinks, everybody. I will give you a second to break them all out. Break it out, break out your Terramana, break out your... That is another flag I don't recognize. What's up, Jamaica? Good to see you guys. I miss you. Can't wait to come back to Jamaica. Whew, had some good times in Jamaica. Times I can't mention, but... so break it out, whatever you guys are drinking, whether it's wine, whether it's Terramana, whether it's beer, whether it's scotch, whether it's whiskey, whatever it is, I'll wait. We're gonna do a little shot. We're gonna do actually a closing toast of a shot is what we'll do. Here we go. So, here we go. 'Cause I gotta, there we go. There's always room for another shot. All right. Here we go. What's up, Jamaica? Good to see you. I'm just letting you guys get your drinks ready. We're going to do a nice shot right now. Just get your drinks ready. Get them ready. What am I reading right now? Oh, that's a good question. I'm reading this great pop-up book. It's called How to Make Corona Babies. I'm kidding. You know, I haven't been reading much lately, to be honest with you. I've just been on a big time to Bro Bible. What's going on? How am I feeling about Black Adam? Bro Bible, you guys are my buddies. I love you guys. So Black Adam, okay, so just so you guys know, before we take this